Most underrated pick in LPL recently. I think he is going to be a menace at the World Championship and throughout playoffs. He's honestly so obnoxiously strong right now. He's totally invincible. He doesn't even need items or kills or anything. He's just completely invincible. Viego will be our first pick here.
Yeah, and we've seen this swapped kind of between the top 3 on IG, so still a lot of flexibility there. Curious though for TT, one of the few times we actually don't see a heap of bans toss Xiaopeng's direction, so he will be able to get his hands on the Lee Sin if he wants to. That's been his most played, and I think the pick he's looked the best on, as we kind of highlighted at the start of the day, with his triple kill popping up. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that one locked in, but there it is.
Yeah. I mean, he hovered the Rek'Sai for a second, and, you know, my heart fluttered at the thought of it. We're not going to see that today. Oh, we'll maybe see that later in the series, but the Lee Sin is open, so you lock it in. It's going to be the Xin Zhao as well, and then a LeBlanc for Rookie. Now, that's an exciting pick, Dagda.
Yeah, Rookie's LeBlanc is pretty infamous. I mean, has only a 25% win rate this split, but he's still been trying his damnedest to get rolling on this champion and make things happen. I think when I look at IG, right, like, there is just strong picks across the board. Viego, Xin Zhao, you've now got this LeBlanc as well. Picks that, as we talked about, love these kind of top lane skirmishes. You can play around a ton of the CC that is across these 3 champions and look to try and make things happen there. On the upside though, TT have opted in towards the Lissandra, the kind of regular counter pick towards this LeBlanc selection, and also does pretty well at like setting up the picks like the Gwen, the Lee Sin, by providing the CC that they're lacking.
Yep, one of the picks that's very, very good against LeBlanc because you can punish the all-in. Same deal with the Malzahar, right? It's these champions that can just, when LeBlanc comes in, you stop her doing anything. Now to the bans, is Wink has his Draven removed off the table. It's Rakan taken away from Pudding as well.
I'm curious if you see the Ziggs ban. We've been seeing a little bit from Wink, so maybe we actually get Wink going towards that. I personally, though, have been a big fan of when IG have more aggressive bottom laners. We've highlighted before, like the Draven, obviously, but I think Kalista could work really well here as well. And for IG, like, you get this super strong, skirmish-heavy composition that can take these early fights we're talking about and kind of take over the game before TT really get an opportunity to get the ball rolling in their favor. But for TT, here's to see what they're going to lock in, as the Ashe is going to be that final ban. So maybe we see Sam D trying to take that Kalista away instead of actually giving it over, but Ahelios is going to be the lock-in.
Ahelios locked in. Thresh is already banned by TT, interestingly, so I'm curious what they'll pair there. But now towards the bottom lane for IG, as it's going to be a Syndra with the LeBlanc already there for Rookie. This is Wink taking Syndra to the bottom lane.
Yeah, we've heard murmurs of this, certainly from like European teams, that they're starting to pick this up on the bottom side of the map. I mean, we've seen it before from squads that it's a pretty strong pick that has a lot of push power, can obviously have a lot of burst damage against something that's short range like the Ahelios. So if you pair it with something like this Leona, that's a kill lane if I've ever seen one, which is why I kind of look at a TT going, hey lads, you know, what's the game plan here? You got to find something that can try and keep this Ahelios safe. I feel like it's a Braum pick. I feel like you need to go with Braum here.
Yeah, perhaps they feel like they need hard engage, though, because realistically, is Lissandra the one you want to be going in and starting every single fight? Probably not. The Nautilus comes in, so they at least have some proactive tools in their kit.
Yeah, I mean, it means that this is going to be a pretty dangerous lane phase for Sam D, so we'll have to be keeping our eyes for IG on this bottom side of the map, especially if Shun starts to make his way down here, like Zenith Blades, Scatter the Weaks, and then you get the Xin Zhao coming down here as well. Like, it's got to be a toughie for TT's bot side, but at least in Xiaopeng's spot, like, he can try and facilitate, look towards those counter ganks, and maybe try and turn those plays around.
We'll see how it's going to go down. I'm excited for this composition from IG. It feels aggressive. We've got TheShy on Viego. We've got Shun on a super aggressive early game jungler. I mean, Xin Zhao versus Lee Sin is always an exciting jungle matchup, but also we get Wink playing the Syndra. We've got Rookie on the LeBlanc, and you mentioned Rookie's LeBlanc. Terrible win rate this split, 66% win rate across his whole career. Even with this split included, it doesn't really hurt his numbers because his numbers have been previously so insane. Let's talk compositions though, Dagda, because it feels to me like IG are going to be putting their front foot forward.
Yeah, I think, as you said, like, hyper-aggressive composition, right? And you definitely want to be snowballing this one, getting yourselves in a decent position. Now, at least you got TheShy with some late-game scaling on the Viego, but it feels like this is a comp where, okay, let's play through this kill lane that we got bot side. Let's make sure that we can try and utilize the fact we've got this, like, super strong skirmishing comp on the top side of the map as well, between the LeBlanc, Viego, and Xin Zhao. So a lot of options for IG as to where they want to put their threat. Whereas when you look across the TT, fairly much feels like for Xiaopeng, he's trying to like put out fires, right? See if he can get Xiao 7 in that good matchup in that top side. You know that Gwen can snowball when she gets a lead in that scenario, or trying to just counter gank in that bot lane.
Does feel like priority is the name of the game for IG on the top and bottom side as well. We've seen Viego's getting prio in the top lane matchup against Gwen, and obviously Syndra very, very good at prio in that bottom lane. In fact, better than most AD carries because of the power of being a mage. We're headed onto the Rift, and you know what, Dagda? This stakes may not really exist for this game in terms of playoffs. It might be too late for both of these teams, but it's their final series of the LPL, and I am anticipating that they're going to go out with a bang.
And I'm glad we got some new picks coming through, right? Like Wink bringing out this Syndra, like you can tell they're like, all right, cool, let's like piece this together, see how it's working. Like this is obviously something they've been working on a little bit. Like let's, in this last series, bring out all the stops and show just what we had in our back pocket.
You can see both bot lanes getting into lane early. There's a ward there, so Lucas and Wink won't be able to do any kind of cheese shenanigans as both bot laners will arrive. And remember, Ahelios a lot stronger in the early laning phases than a lot of people give him credit. Thanks to the weapons that you start with, you have sustain, you have long range, you can often get a lot of good poke down. Is Rookie trying to start this mid lane aggressively as well? Let's talk junglers though, Dagda, because we have both of our junglers starting on the bottom side, leashless, and pathing up towards that very volatile top lane.
Yeah, and I think that's where both these junglers are going to try and influence early, especially when you're running double ignite. If you can get this early advantage, it's so easy to run away with this matchup. And a lot of this does rely on, like, TheShy, as you can see here, right? Trying to use the range that he has naturally with the Viego, trying to see if he can land a couple of these Qs. Whereas when you're playing a Xiao 7, you're trying to see if you can find these quick trades with the skip and slash and that true damage off of your own Q.
Really aggressive trades in the bottom side, as well as both Lucas and Pudding taking about half of their health. Great ward here from Rookie. Spots out the Raptors, which will mean that Xiaopeng will be tracked as he moves up. But look at this path from Shun. He has skipped his Raptors. He has skipped his Wolves. He's gone buff to buff into Gromp. Maybe we'll look for a proactive early play somewhere on the map.
Yeah, he still needs to clear these two small wolves though if he wants to hit level. All right, sorry, hit level 3 off just off the two wolves there. So he waited a little bit of time. Should still be able to get up towards this top side, but I think it's more to try and protect TheShy, who's trying to collapse this wave, and then facilitate the scuttle take on top side with LeBlanc pushing him mid as well.
See, massive 2v2 on the bottom side as Shun moves up to the top lane. I know there's going to be a fight up there, but we've got to fight in the bot lane first, as that's one flash burnt. Lucas still has his Samdi, cleanses away. Flash away from the Calibrum. The first blood went down in the top lane. That's what I had my eye on the whole time on the minimap. It was a 1-for-1 up there, and I'm not sure really what happened. There's actually a re-engage here. Xiaopeng goes in onto Shun, but it's turned around. Shun manages to take it on the Xin Zhao.
Well played by Shun, managing to get that knock up. Xiaopeng just doesn't have the damage, and that's kind of the power of this early Xin Zhao, right? You end up healing off of every third auto, you heal off the wind becomes lightning, and bot side.
Wink's in trouble. He's rooted up, stunned up under the tower. Pudding is going to die for his trouble, though. A 1-for-1 there, and Nautilus got the kill. Wink almost wins it.
I would say that apart from that massive wave that's been lost, so it means that then you're losing out on quite a bit here as Wink. You can see that CS lead is opening, but Shun, he's back topside.
This is exactly what I wanted out of this series, Dagda. Shun comes back in up top. Xiao 7, no flash here. He's already being burnt down. Shun moves in to finish the kill off TheShy. Manages to grab that one for himself. Xiaopeng? I mean, I don't know if this is a 2v2 that you want to take here as Ye moves up as well, but I mean, you're always going to be at a numbers disadvantage. It's going to be IG that back away regardless.
I mean, I kind of just feel sorry for Xiao 7 in this. We're going to get a replay of this top gank, and yeah, just nice flash in from Shun to make sure that he's able to close the gap with Wing becomes lightning. And then this here, like, Xiaopeng just went too deep. Like, you get so much healing. Like, look at the auto attacks here from Xun. Every third auto attack is healing. You get the heal off of the wind becomes lightning as well, which means that he's just about able to finish him off as he goes in with the audacious charge as well. So, a lot of extra damage that comes through from Xun, but I wouldn't have expected Xun to be back at the top side of the map. Like, any sane person goes, right, I'm counting his camps. He's done 5 camps, including the Scuttle Crab. Cool. So he has to be back on his bottom side because he hasn't done his Raptors or his Krugs. But Shun's just back top side. So Xiao7 dies again to another gank that you never expect to happen.
It's a rough one for Xiaopeng, but we talked about that top lane matchup. We talked about how volatile this one is in the top side. Look at the CS deficit. There is a 20 CS lead for TheShy, and the wave is pushing towards him as well. There's almost a 1,000 gold lead in the pocket of TheShy right now. He is set up to be a monster as Rookie tries to all in onto Yet as well. That level 6 advantage. Xun. Oh, I thought he was going to go for that. Just misses the W. Now in the bottom side, Lucas going to be rooted up. No flash available. There's a Gravitum as well. The Q comes in. Surely Xiaopeng will finish the job with one more auto. And TT finally get an answer.
And it's nice that it's happening on this bottom side as well, right? Because we said there's a lot of pressure that Wink and Lucas can put out of this lane, but it's been absorbed really well by SamD and Pudding, and with the help coming through from Xiaopeng, they're able to get one of the kills back as well. Now, SamD can shove in nicely and really start to just scale into this game, because a lot of this for TT is trying to get SamD to his items. Same you look at Xiao7, and kind of having like Xiaopeng and Ye as the bridge to get them to that late game against this aggressive early game comp from IG.
Xiaopeng moving up to the top side now as TheShy is trying to crash a wave here. I think Xiaopeng's going to try and get level 6 as fast as possible. Xun is already up on that top side as well. Xun just hit level 6, I think off of that ward there. Xiaopeng trying to do it off of the Krugs. I don't think they're going to quite offer enough XP though. Here we go. Dive as Lucas comes in. They're underneath the tower already. Xiao7 dies for the 3rd time this game, and they get a bonus jungler on top of it. It is falling apart for TT.
I'm not gonna lie, after watching the Rare Adam series, I always get a bit nervous when I see Lucas leave lane, because there's a 50-50 chance on what way this is gonna go, good or bad for IG. This time though, it comes up with the double heads as they're able to get 2 quick kills in that scenario, and it looks phenomenal, right? They managed to get these turret plates as well. Now, like, TheShy is massive. You were saying he's 30,000 gold up. He's 1,700 gold ahead of his lane opponent now. He's gonna be able to finish off this Divine... Yeah, he's like nearly able to get this Divine Sunder finish now as well. Like, this is just so good for this Viego, and especially when he's like the late game scaler for IG. Having these items already just destroys this top lane matchup. I mean, look at the CS difference.
It feels fantastic for TheShy right now. He's got that attention that he needs, and they've won out the early 2v2, and it feels like TT on the other side of the board. A lot of their game plan has started to go a little bit pear-shaped here, Dagda, because we talked about how they also wanted to snowball from the top side, right? They also, that was their position of strength in the early game. Right now, it feels like the only win condition is just waiting for Ahelios to get 3 items. That's a long way away.
It is kind of hilarious, though, that, like, we were saying, hey, look, you know, they want to try and answer for a lot of these top lane skirmishes, but it's actually the bot lane that's winning out pretty heavily for TT. Now, they are behind in CS, but certainly with the kills and the early advantages that they got, they're a pretty good spot. Now, Xiaopeng has managed to sneak his way into this top lane, but Xun is just waiting in the wings.
He knows what's going on, but TheShy could be in trouble before Xun even gets there. TheShy doesn't have his ult available. He goes down, and now Xun comes in for the 2v1. He's playing Xin Zhao. What are you going to do about it? He already had 2 kills before the play. And Gwen, you may have come out in Season 11, but that does not matter because reworks exist. Double kill comes through for Xun.
Nice job from Xun, being able to pick up the 2-for-1 special. TheShy, unfortunately, that little bit too far. I thought he was safe, but honestly, some really nice pathing from Xiaopeng to get up towards the top side. Was just unfortunate that Xun was also in the area, and now this Rift Tower is going to go across to Xun as a result of that play.
Now on the bottom side, Pudding gonna face check. Goes for the hook here, Wink. Level 7 at this point. SamD stunned up. There's the outplay button. And down goes the AD carry. That is why you pick Syndra in the bottom lane.
I just feel sad for SamD. Dodges the Zenith play. It's like, all right, steps up to the mark. I'm ready to tussle. Fisticuffs are up. And then it's just like, yeah, Wink pressed or and you're dead. Like, it's kind of the dead. Well, it's the upside if you're an IG fan for this bottom lane. It's just obnoxious how strong it is.
Yeah, and Sam D got like a perfect cleanse as well. The Scat of the Week comes through, he cleanses it instantly, but it still did like half of his HP. And then you just press the R and it's a done deal at that point. As TT will lick their wounds and try and grab this blue buff. TheShy continues to rampage on the top side. I want to revisit that CS deficit because look at the numbers in the top lane, man. There is a 2,000, in fact, over 2,000 gold lead for TheShy. He is 50 CS up in the top lane. In fact, that's 60 CS. I'm almost as bad at maths as Dagda usually is. TheShy is just completely taken over the top side. Xiaopeng knows that this lane is totally out of his power now. He needs ganks or it's just unwinnable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is kind of like the big test for Xiaopeng, right? Coming up from the TT Young Academy team, and we're kind of seeing the results. Just not quite able to keep up pace with TheShy, and especially like this game has kind of gone exactly as we expected, right? Xiaopeng getting these early plays coming through from TT, but unfortunately, like Xun just been playing more steadily towards that top side and able to get more advantages for TheShy. And now both Xun, TheShy, massively far ahead. The bot lane is actually starting to come online with this more aggressive Syndra and Leona matchup as well. And a 3,000 gold lead for IG. Dragon starting to go their way. TT need to make something special happen before this game slips away.
I thought TheShy might have gone for a whole in there, to be honest, in the top side. It will be a dragon taken by IG. Recall's coming through on the top side. It was just Xiaopeng hovering to make sure Xiaopeng could crash that wave. We kind of get some resets. We get a moment of quiet in this game, Dagda, that has been pretty much pure chaos the entire time as TheShy starts to move in. Looks for some deep vision. Maybe looking for a red buff here. He's not going to find it. It's not available right now. But it does feel like IG... You know, the last couple of series, we've actually seen some really good stuff from this team. And it's a little bit sad because it is too little too late. But yeah, moves in the mid lane here. Lucas is here. Xun off to the side as well. Remember, he still has Herald available. Needs to drop that in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's why we saw TheShy moving in, right? Get the vision control down so they can make the Herald play top, but we're getting to play mid.
Dive in the mid lane here. The damage across all three players, that is bonkers. But Xun might... No, he hasn't gone too deep. He's already got a gold drinker. He's completely invincible. There is no too deep for Xun at this point in the game. It's TheShy toying with the idea of a dive here, trying to get those plates, trying to get a little bit more wink with the stun of the tower, putting with the golden hook, and he flashes out to safety. That was... I mean, it didn't work, but it looked good.
Wink looked like a dog that had got like two really nice bowls of food in front of him, and he's running back and forth between the two, not really sure which one he wants to eat. And it means that he gets absolutely none of them, as both and Putty managed to escape away from that. Now Xiaopeng looking for the trade, but...
Xiaopeng? Oh! TheShy's ignited. Is it going to be enough? He doesn't get it. That was so close to beautiful from Xiaopeng. When you're that far behind, almost winning the 1v1, that would have been pretty much inexcusable from TheShy.
It would have also been inexcusable from Riot Games. Like, come on. Like, Gwen is 0-5. Like, 60 CS behind.
Xiaopeng is going to die here. He's got caught out in the jungle. He's going to get taken out. Yeah, follows through. I thought they were going to just jump on Yeah as well then. Yeah. Rookie is nearby. This will be a red buff. Started off by Xun. Xiaopeng's dead. This will be taken. Another advantage for IG. 2-level advantage for TheShy right now with Xiaopeng. Getting a little bit too dicey on that one. Has to back away. This will be tower taken in the top side. We saw the Herald charge in the mid lane as well. There are 4 plates taken mid. TheShy, you've got to rush if you want to take this plate, mate. You've only got 10 seconds to do it.
I mean, it's an auto. He'll be fine.
He's just left the wave. I think he's got it. You'd be surprised how tanky that last plate is, honestly, but I think he's going to be able to do it. There you go. In the last 3 seconds, he takes that extra plate. That's 9 plates minimum. I'm not sure if there were any taken.
Holy crap. Look at TheShy's gold compared to everyone on TT. Like 7,500 to like 4,500, maybe 5 for Xiaopeng. Like, he is massive in this game. You can already see it in his items,
almost just got solo killed. In the most TheShy fashion you've ever seen. Here we go, all into the bottom side. Wink is in trouble. He finally gets taken down here. And that is a much needed kill, but again, Pudding takes the kill. I don't want to be too hard on the guy, but like maybe you got to give those ones over to the Ahelios. Here we go. Root. No, doesn't go through. Rookie can't quite make it happen.
So the thing was, Pudding had this insane carry performance in Rakan in the last game they had. Maybe he's just misunderstood when people are like, you really should carry more games. And he's just like starting to take more and more of these kills, you know? He's like, well, if I need to carry this Nautilus, I need to be tanky, therefore I need gold.
He needs to turn gold. He needs to buy that Zhonya's that we keep on seeing the Nautilus is picking up. That's the way that I like to see it, and he's got the kills to do it.
This would be an insane game for Abyssal Mask. Like, you have, like, so much CC in this Nautilus. You get, like, the magic resist damage. Like, this would actually be the perfect game for it. And increased damage for, like, an Ahelios, a Lee Sin burst, hell, even the Gwen is going to do so much in these fights.
Well, we'll see. As Xiaopeng and try and shut down TheShy here. Xiao7 already very low on this one. The Heartbreak Kid, Xiao7's in trouble, but it doesn't matter. The lockup from completely ruins TheShy. That's going to be a shutdown as well. 400 gold into the pocket of there. And a big kill for the side of TT. IG at least will answer a little bit in this bottom side, but I will say Syndra, not exactly the greatest split pusher.
Yeah, probably means Rift Shroud as well for TT, because Rookie had just reset. You've got no TP on the Shy, and Wink is bot side. He's got to heal for himself, no TP. So it will be the tower for IG, but at least this Rift Herald will give the opportunity for TT to maybe get some gold back in for themselves, as manages to collapse in this top lane.
Yeah, he'll crash the wave, but he is playing Lissandra, whose split-pushing capabilities are comparable to that of a Syndra. These mages pushing at the side lanes, not able to do too much to the towers. Rookie moving up. I'm not sure if had vision of him there. It looked like he did, but we'll back away here.
Oh, shit.
IG continue the push on this bottom side. Xiao7, mate, you're in trouble if you stick around here. He just wants one CS, Dagda. He just wants a little bit of CS. Just one. Just a couple more.
I mean, that Hallowed Mist was an MVP right there, because you can see Xena played block and the Scat of the Week, so he does get a CS, but was still very close to going down for that CS. So I wasn't sure if we get a solar flare off the top into the ultimate for Wink, and maybe those 3 caster minions weren't worth it. But look, he gets away with it. He's all right.
I just want to quickly point out that TheShy is 14 CS away from a Flame Horizon in this game. Like, that doesn't happen anymore. That used to happen all the time with lane swaps and things and all of that kind of stuff. You so rarely see that kind of a CS lead this early on into the game. Take another look as TheShy, 3 levels up, went a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still surprised Xiao7 managed to survive that, right? You get Heartbreaker in, but the healing that comes off of the... Ooh, hang on.
Oh, Rookie's in trouble yet. Goes for that Lissandra, and this is exactly why. Sonic Wave comes on in, but Rookie dips on through into the next brush. They've gone for the wrong one, but a depth charge will ruin his escape attempt. Pudding grabs himself another. Never give your teammates kills. That's the Nautilus motto, as the Riptide comes on through and rips the gold away from his carry.
All right, it was funny the first 2 times, but now it's getting a bit ridiculous. Xiao7.
I mean, Xiao7 is going to go down
here.
Solar Flare! Praise the sun! Knight Solaire sends his regards.
I mean, this is just the supports now going, hang on a second, lads. We're the real carries in this one. 2 kills now for Lucas as well. 3 kills going towards Pudding. I want to see support on combat in this game.
I'd love to see
Lucas,
them go toe-to-toe.
Go, Lucas.
Here we go. Stun comes in. Pudding in trouble, but Samdi's there. He's all right. Herald in the top side is TT. They could be able to get a tier 2 here. Look where TheShy is right now. TheShy and Shun. Yes, you've got a tier 2 TT. Look at your base. They just lost an inhib tower for this.
Yeah, I don't think that's when we type in all chat worth, right? Because, like, that tower is not going to help you too much. We're just going to replay of the outplay button, but... Oh, nice flash there from Wink to keep himself safe away from the Nautilus hook.
Yeah, very, very nice. That was a high value flash right there, dodging multiple abilities. Yep, the tower went down. The observers have just noticed as IG now can set up for potentially a Baron. They have a ridiculous gold lead for themselves. Drake isn't up for another 2 minutes. They have vision control. And Rookie setting up in the jungle. TheShy here as well. TheShy's going to face check this one. The sweeper keeps him safe for now. Heartbreaker means that they can't get the CC down. Rookie gets a route onto Pudding. And I'm surprised Pudding doesn't have a bounty on him, honestly, at this point, with how many kills he's been grabbing for himself.
Yeah.
IG looking
for
picks.
How does Lucas have one?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how this game works. I've been commentating it for, what, 8 years at this point? I still don't exactly know how all of this works.
I'm pretty sure the bounty system's just made up, to be honest. It's just like, oh, he's doing all right.
That's number one.
350 gold.
Bounties is just number one. It's League of Legends number one. Oh, dear. Well, IG, they're fishing right now, Dagda. They are not interested in playing macro. They're interested in picks and pudding. Feels the brunt of that. Lucas is stuck under the tower, though. He's in a bit of trouble. He is completely invincible, but yeah, gets a little bit more CC. A stopwatch comes out, and Lucas survives. Scatter the weak in, but IG don't commit to the dive here. TheShy pushing up in the top side. Drake up in a minute's time. You expect that could be the next thing that IG move their eyes towards.
I mean, they can do whatever the hell they want in this game at this stage, right? They're just so far ahead. All outer towers are now down for TT. Their bottom inhibitor tower is missing. Like, there's just so much pressure from IG across the map as TheShy. I mean, maybe Fancy's moving in here towards mid, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, he's moving over. I think that the recall will finish in time. Wink! Oof. He does get away with it, but that was a little closer than I think he would have liked. Is now, yeah. And the gang, TT, moving in. It's time to return the favor, but the Scryers bloom. The Season 10 changes ruin everything as the plants come in. Xiaopeng will get the red buff, and Shun is mad about it. Tries to chase it, but he can't close the gap. Now Drake up in 8 seconds. Wink clearing out that mid-wave. Samti's already here. Oh, Rookie's behind. Xiao7 has TP available, but he's just happy that he's got an uncontested wave right now. I don't think he's interested in this fight. But IG certainly are. In they go. Lucas flashes forward onto Sam D, but he might have gone too deep on this one. Solar Flare goes wide. And now we've got Xin Zhao in the middle of everyone. Xiao7's in. Rookie goes down, but it's IG just taking them all apart. TheShy is just 1v3 on the back line here. Taking them out one by one. But Sam D manages to shut him down at very least. Gives us all a little bit of a thumbs up. He may be the last survivor for TT, but at least he put TheShy in his place.
Hey, sometimes you have to leave one alive to let them run off and tell the others how strong you've been this day. Because IG have been taking over from start to finish. And TheShy especially, like, has just been nuts. Wow. There you can see on the screen, 2,500 kills coming through from Rookie after that one as well. The second most kills in the LPL of all time.
And isn't it just insane to think Rookie has 2,500 kills in the LPL? And he's still in second place. Uzi, who hasn't played for years at this point, still number one by over 100 kills. That is just mind-boggling. Baron taken here. It's traded for a Cloud Drake, but, I mean, we all know who won that trade.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty here for TT. However, look, at least they're trying to get some stuff back, especially Sam D. I think he's actually been, like, trying his damnedest in this game. Nice hook from Pudding to keep the Ahelios safe, but the problem is, like, the rest of your team is so far behind. Like, Wink shows up, nice scatter the weak, kind of deals with this bottom half of the fight, and then TheShy, like, he's just chasing everybody down.
Now he's getting chased down himself with this ridiculous lead. TheShy has still managed to die 4 times, and it might just turn into 5. Xiao7 grabs himself a kill, and I feel like the whole gang of TT have made it their mission this game to just ruin TheShy's KDA no matter what.
I was going to say, I don't blame TheShy for that one. Like, they're diving at tier 2 and the tier 1's up, and Rookie now trying to see if he can stop the backs.
He's trying to stop the recalls. He stopped 2, he stopped 3, he's stopped all 4. Can he escape is the next question as Xiaopeng closes the gap. There's 2 versions of Rookie though. Can he pick the right one? He can. The Sonic Wave goes in, but Rookie has bought so much time for the rest of IG, who are trying to end the game, but I'm not sure they've got enough minions to do it. First Nexus Tower should fall here. Shun on the front line. Uses his ulti here. Gore Drinker will keep him safe for a while. There's the stopwatch as well. Wink trying to dish out the damage. Scatter the weak on everybody. And IG might actually win this fight. TheShy back into the fray, looking for revenge. But the Gravitum is there. In goes Xiaopeng onto 2. Jumps back over to the Ahelios. The stun comes in. Wink doing the damage, but Samdi still surviving here. And TT, hold on.
I feel like there's a board beside IG that has just got like 1v5, 2v5, 3v5 written on it, and they're slowly but steadily crossing off TheShy can 1v5. Rookie and TheShy can't 2v5. They try the 3v5, that doesn't work either. And then they're like, oh crap, we've realized too late, we'll bring TheShy in, so 3.5v5. That's now scratched off the board as well.
And I just love that TheShy, across his career, still has more deaths than kills. And this game has been a perfect example of TheShy's career, right? Absolutely decimates the laning phase. Has almost a flame horizon earlier on, and still, so far, managing to go negative on deaths to kill.
Yeah, like this was just beyond curious for me. Like you're 3 versus 5, like whatever you think your composition is at, like you're not going to win 3v5. Especially as you can see, like, Xun already taken off the board. Wink doesn't have the consistent damage to deal to everyone. So even though he gets that initial burst, there's just too much follow-up from TT.
To be fair to Wink, good scat of the weeks here. But yeah, the shield bow was clutch. Without shield bow, Sam D goes down there. But that shield saving his life. And now we return to live here. The score is 18-14. And that is it. That is everything I could have wanted out of this series, honestly.
I'm just saying, like, the late game scaling is on TT's side, right? Infinity Edge literally just completed for Sam D. You got a Verdant Barrier, Xiao7 working pretty close to getting to a stage where he's going to be unkillable. Like, yes, IG are winning, but you got to end this soon.
Xiao7 does have that Gwen at his fingertips. It's certainly possible. Oh, good scat of the week. Denies the engage from Yeah. As the inhib will be focused by IG. They've got to start to get serious. As you're saying, Dagda, scaling on the side of TT here. If they can just hold on. And actually, very good wave clear as well. With an Ahelios, as well as that Lissandra, you can clear these waves pretty damn effectively with the Infernum in the pocket of Sam D. TT pushed into the base. There's a hook coming on through onto TheShy. Pudding on the front line here, but he is just removed from the play. And IG will just have a bit of a victory lap for themselves. We're talking about scaling. It doesn't matter when you're 10,000 gold behind. Xiaopeng doing everything he can. The Sterix, the Gore Drinker. It's not enough as the Nexus will fall. And IG, they managed to get themselves a game 1 in style.
Well, I'll definitely say it was IG style, right? Where, you know, they get these nice little leads in the top side of the map. Mid-game, they lose some of those nice little leads in the top side of the map. Then we come back to a point where it's a bit all over the place, but eventually IG are like, right, they put the foot down, they end the game, and managing to pick up game 1 as a win.
Yep. Beautiful stuff here from IG. Was it perfect League of Legends? No. Was it fun to watch? Hell yes. And you know what? TheShy having an absolute roller coaster of a game, dominating the laning phase, managing to die many, many, many times throughout the game as well. And, you know, Xiao7, it has to be said, not the greatest game he's ever had. That was a rough one. That was a really rough one. Because to be fair to him, this wasn't just TheShy, right? This was also Xun roaming up. We saw Lucas setting up with a dive in the early game as well. So it was a difficult game for Xiao7. But TheShy, we all know what this man can do when you give him a lead.
Yeah, it just felt a little bit unlucky for Xiao7 where the initial gank goes the way of IG. We then get that repeat gank, which I don't blame him for not expecting. Like, Xun's camps were all up on the bottom side. You expect the jungler to be on that bottom side of the map, but he ends up rotating back top. And then even that third play, Xiaopeng again tries to come up there, and we still get IG coming out on top. So I think Xiao7 got a little bit unfortunate this game, but it meant that TheShy was massive. Xun was huge. And you can see just on the damage charts, the reflection of that they were such big menaces in these team fights.
Yeah. And, you know, this was one of those games as well where after a little bit, the composition only mattered at the start of the game, right? Where IG, they didn't have the greatest composition for perfect team fights, but when you're 10,000 gold up, it doesn't really matter that much. You can kind of just hit them as hard as you can, and it'll probably work out. Like Lucas just going in as much as he can. Pudding can only tank so much on this Nautilus, so I will say as well, shout out to Pudding with the early hat trick, managing to take almost every single kill for TT in the early game. That was just the cherry on the cake to have a pudding themed phrase for it. We're gonna jump to a break, and then we'll see if TT can come back into the series.